Here we go. So couple of things, as always. First of all, remember you don't need to keep looking at the screen if you find that tiring, which I know it is for many of us. So it's absolutely fine to look away. And also the other important thing is only do what feels comfortable and right for you. So you might not feel that you have choice, but actually you do. So if I say something and you think that's a bit hard or doesn't feel right for me, then what you feel is more important than what I say. So really try and listen within if you can. So today we're going to be doing practice around the idea of protection. And when I sent the email out about this, I didn't kind of want to cause alarm by saying, you know, it's a really scary world out there and we have to be protected. So that's not what my intention is. But I just want to think about having our own inner light, and that we like to think of this as something precious that we want to look after. So with this in mind, I'm just going to put a couple of words in the chat box. So one is pratyahara. And word from the Yoga Sutras. And this is a word that means withdrawal of senses. So the way I'm going to interpret it is that when we think about protection for ourselves, we want to think about everything that we input out from the world into us. So what we look at, and that might be television or news, or you know, it might even be friends and people we associate with, the food we eat, the company we keep, people we hang out with. All of our senses have an impact on us. So pratyahara means withdrawal of senses. So if we want a quiet, peaceful mind, we just want to consider what we're inputting into our system every day. And then the actual chant I'm going to be sharing is one, as I already said in the email that my teacher has given to me. It's something I chant every day. So I'm going to put it here. It's mum, pa, he. Mum, pa, he. So as always, when we do come to the chant, if you don't want to chant, you don't need to. But if you would like to, we're going to start as call and response, and then I will be guiding you throughout the practice. So we're just going to start by coming to a comfortable sitting position. And if you're extremely fatigued and you need to lie down, that's the first thing that you can think about. This is your choice. So it's quite nice to sit up when we do our breath practice because it helps the energies. But if you need to lie down, you listen and think what is most nourishing for you. So we're going to try to be kind to ourselves in our yoga practice. We're being compassionate. So if it's okay for you, close your eyes. If it's not, that's fine too. And just take a moment or two to tune in, asking yourself, how am I feeling now? What's my energy like? And then see if you can observe that without judgment. See how you are feeling physically. Are you feeling relaxed? Is there agitation or pain? And again, just observe that without labeling it. So we're not labeling anything as good or bad. We're just checking in. So we're just observing our current moment experience without trying to escape from our experience, just allowing everything to be as it is. We're not resisting anything. And then just feel yourself soften around the shoulders, softening around the mouth, the ears, the eyes, and the jaw. Creating space between the crown of the head and the tailbone, between the ears and the shoulders, and those lower ribs, so we're not crushing down on our diaphragm, so the heart is nice and lifted. But there's no sense of trying or strain. It's just a nice relaxed position. And then if it's comfortable for you, just begin to observe how your breath is. Again, we're bringing this sense of compassion to everything rather than judgment. And then see if you can begin to breathe through your nose if you're not already. Again, only if that's comfortable. If that's too much, something that we can aim for. And then begin to lengthen the breath without making it deeper, if that's okay for you. We're going to think about breathing from the diaphragm. So if you like, you can take one hand to the heart, the other hand to the belly, just to help to check in. And as you inhale, the hand that's on the belly just gently moves slightly. Hand on the heart remains quite still. And as you exhale, that hand drops back again. So we're thinking of breathing slow and low. And for our breath work today, we're going to try something called coherent breathing or samana breathing. So we're going to aim to breathe in for a count of 6 and out for a count of 6. So even inhale and even exhale, if that feels okay for you. But if that's too much, you might like to change the count to breathing in for 3 and out for 3. So just try that for a few breaths. Remember, anytime you don't feel comfortable, you can return to normal breathing, so don't force anything. And then drop your hands to your knees when you're ready. Return to normal breathing and just observe if that's had any subtle difference, maybe on the mind or the emotions. Again, we're not making any judgment. We're just making an exploration with curiosity. And then we're going to do a movement with a chant. We're going to garland ourselves with light as we chant Mam Pa He. So I'm going to demonstrate this first. So for this, you might like to look at your screen, but it's still fine if you don't want to. So I'm going to start with my hands in the Namaste Mudra at my heart. I'm going to breathe in and lift my arms up. And then I'm going to chant as I garland myself, visualizing light. Mam Pa He. So when you're ready, join in. Inhale. Mam Pa He. Hands coming together once more. Inhale. Mam Pa He. Continue in your own breathing rhythm, in your own pitch, 2 or 3 times more, but resting out whenever you need to. So don't push yourself, just do what's comfortable. When you're ready, just rest with the hands on your knees, observing how you're feeling. Observing all levels of being. Seeing if you can bring an attitude of friendliness into your current experience. And then when you're ready, we're going to come down to lying, if that's okay for you. So you can lie on your back, starting with your knees bent and maybe having something under your head to just let the back of the neck lengthen. But if you're not comfortable on your back, you can lie on your front or your side. If you've got COVID or had COVID and you've got breathing problems, you might find that's more comfortable. And of course, you can remain seated. And of course, you can do this from a bed or a sofa. So just take a moment or two to transition and adjust. And then I'm going to continue to talk as if you're on your back. So I always suggest you start with the knees back bent just while we're waiting for the back to release. But if that's quite strong on your knees, you can just bring the knees together. So feet are apart, knees together. And then just explore where is comfortable for your arms. So classically in Shavasana, the arms would be a comfortable distance away from the body with the palms turned up, armpits open. But if you're more comfortable for your shoulders, turning your palms down, or even resting your palms on your belly, you just experiment and see what feels best for you. So just take a moment or two to settle into your body, arrive in your body. And then become aware of the weight of your head on your support. And the weight of your back if you're lying on your back. And then very, very slowly, slow as you can, you're just going to roll your head from side to release the neck. And observe if the neck feels different on one side from the other, but again, just exploring with curiosity. And then center the head. Be aware of the weight of your back on your support. And just focus for a moment or two on your exhalation, feeling on every out breath, the back is spreading further into your support. It's widening and spreading and relaxing. Shoulders releasing. Just focusing on that out breath. And then we're going to hum the breath out for 3 breaths. So we breathe in through the nose, hum out the breath through the lips which are closed. So just 3 times in your own breathing rhythm. And then we're going to continue with our protective mantra, working with the breath. And remember, if you don't want to chant or you want to do it silently, you just want to breathe instead, that's absolutely fine. So on each in-breath, we're going to breathe in through the third eye. So that's the space between the eyebrows. Visualize the breath coming in through the third eye. And first of all, we're going to direct the breath down to the feet. And then we're going to chant on the out breath. Mam pa hi. Visualizing the feet. We do that 3 times to the feet. So inhale through the third eye. Then feeling the feet, you chant Mam pa hi. And before you do that, if you just listen, we're going to do that 3 times to the feet, 3 times to the knees, 3 times to the base of the spine, 3 times to the navel, 3 times to the heart, and 3 times to the throat. So you're breathing in through the third eye and you're chanting 3 times to feet, then 3 times to knees, and base of the spine, navel, heart, and throat. And when you've finished, if you can stretch out the legs, please, just so that I can see that you have finished that sequence. And if you have back issues, of course, you don't have to stretch out your legs. And when you do stretch out your legs, just have your heels wide apart so you're lying in the full Shavasana posture. If that's comfortable for you, remembering everything is always a choice. And then when you're ready, please carry on if you haven't finished, but when you're ready, I'd like you to lie in an X shape. So you're going to have the arms wide apart behind you and the legs wide apart. So you're like an X. If your shoulders are really tight and your hands can't reach the floor behind you, you might like to put padding under your hands, or you can take them more to shoulder level. You just decide where is comfortable for you. I've got something under my head. I'm moving with you now if you do need to look up. Hopefully you don't need to, but I just got something under my head and keeping it there to keep my neck nice and long. And I'd like you to think about the energy line from the right fingers down to the left foot that's going diagonally across the body. And then the energy line from the left fingers and hand down to the right foot. And just see if you can feel into where those points meet. 2 energy lines, where do they meet? And then we're going to become aware of the right hand and the left toes. We're going to breathe in and just gently draw the right fingers further away from us and point the left toes and breathe as we hold. So we've got a diagonal stretch. And then we relax that stretch. And then we take that to the other side. So we're just going to take our left finger slightly away from us, moving them away from us. And the right toes. So we've got a diagonal stretch on the other side. And then we relax that stretch. Keep breathing. And now as you breathe in to the navel, visualizing white light coming in on that in-breath to the navel. And as you exhale, send that white light out to the four corners of the body. So the whole body is filling with white, protective light. Breathing into the belly, breathing out to the forelimbs. And then when you're ready, take an in-breath. As you breathe out, take the arms slowly down, back down beside the hips, bring the feet together, and just bring the knees into the belly and rock the spine out from side to side. And then drop the feet to your mat. So the feet are hip width apart and the knees are bent. And we're going to take the arms out beside us like a cross, just below shoulder level. And have the left palm down and the right palm up. So be aware that the left palm is down and the right palm is up. And then we're going to take the left palm up and the right palm down. And then we turn down the left palm and we lift the right palm. So we're just rotating through the wrist. So if you want to do that with the breath, you can. So breathing in, one palm comes up, one palm comes down. Breathing out, you reverse that. So just rotating from the wrist, palms going up and down. And now we're going to make that movement a little bit bigger. So next time the palm comes down, involve the arm. So the arm comes down, and the other arm comes up. Breathing in, one palm comes down, one palm comes up. So just try that a few times. So it's both the hands and the arms involved now. You might be feeling the movement from the shoulders. Now we're going to begin to involve the head and the knees, which are going to go in opposite directions. So next time the left palm comes up, roll the head to look over at it and take the knees in the opposite direction. And then we're going to breathe in, keep the hands where they are, center the head and the knees. On the next out breath, the knees go in the opposite direction. And the head rolls to look over the open palm, the other open palm. So center the head and the knees. On the in-breath, on the out-breath, rotate the palms. Roll the head to look over the palm that's facing up. So just a few breaths like that in your own breathing rhythm. If you can't do the breath, don't get too confused, don't worry. There's no right or wrong. And next time you are looking over at the left palm, which is facing up, right palm is facing down, rest there. So you're going to rest for 5 slow breaths. So knees are going to the right, head is rolled to look at the left open palm. for 5 breaths, feeling yourself release deeper and deeper into the posture on every exhalation. And we all have different breathing ratios. So take your time, but when you've finished, you center your head and your knees on an in-breath, and then you take that in the opposite direction on an out-breath. So left palm will come down, right palm will come up, and you'll stay there for 5 slow breaths. So 5 slow breaths on the other side, centering when you finished. Really feeling yourself release and relax into that twist, letting go on the out breath. Feeling that out breath heal you as you let go. And when you finish, hug the knees into the chest, rocking out the spine from side to side, just to counterpose the twist. And then we're going to drop the hands back down beside the hips, knees over the belly. And we'll just do some very gentle leg raises if we have the energy. So listen into your energy, breathe in, lift the right leg, keeping it soft if you like. You want to work more strongly, then you can flex the foot and open the knee. On the out breath, you bend the knee back in, and then take that to the left. On the inhale, exhale, bending back in. So just a couple more times, but really listen and honor your energy levels. So if you now would like to go into the relaxation Shavasana, please do so whenever you're ready. So drop the feet down to the mat when you're ready. Slide the feet along the mat, open the feet wide, arms come away from the body with the palms turned up. If that's your comfortable way to relax. If it's not, you adapt to rest in a way that feels right for you. So just remembering that we rest between any movements to remind ourselves that we need to recalibrate. We don't push through from one thing to the next. And it's this attitude we want to take off the mat. So we do something, then we rest and restore. We do something, then we rest and restore. So just take a moment or two to keep your awareness in your body, just seeing how your body is, how the mind is, how the breath is. And just observing the space between the thoughts. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll to one side, staying there for a moment or two. And then we're going to come onto our fronts. Again, remember this is a choice if this feels okay for you. So from your front, you can either Bend your elbows and rest your forehead on the back of your hands, or you can stretch the arms down either side of the body, palms up, and have cheek resting on the mat. So you decide what feels best for you. And we're going to start from with a little bit more breath awareness. So just feel that you're breathing into your back, remembering your lungs and your ribs go around your back. And in this lovely free position, you really can breathe into your back from here. So breathing through the nose, if that's okay for you. Just be aware of the breath in the back. The breath slow and low. And then bring your awareness to your belly. And as you breathe in, just feel the belly, the pressure of the tummy against the floor on that in-breath. Very slight pressure as it balloons down slightly. As you exhale, just feel that pressure release. So just be aware of the pressure of the belly against the floor with the breath. And then we're going to take our chin to the mat. Take the arms beside the body with the palms turned up. We're going to bend the knees. We're just going to sway the feet and the lower legs from side to side. Lovely rocking, soothing movement. And then keeping the chin on the mat, just drop the feet down, the legs down. And we're going to breathe in and just lift the heart up from the mat, keeping the back of the neck long. So look down at the mat and just gently drawing the fingers towards the heels as you breathe in and then breathe out, coming down. And if that's enough for you, rest out. Otherwise, you can try that once or twice more. So you breathe in, lifting the heart, but keep that neck long. Don't look up. Just drawing the fingers towards the heels. Breathing out, coming down. So listen to your energy levels and honor them. Just do what feels right for you, and then come back to whatever position you feel comfortable with, resting on your front. And then when you're ready, and if you like, we're going to come up into a cat position. So to do this, I suggest you bring your hands maybe to your chest or a bit lower down to your waist, elbows in. And if you have the energy, just push to come up into an all fours position. Now, for some people, it's more comfortable to do cat from a chair. So you decide what will work for you. But think about having the hands under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Spread the fingers so the middle finger is facing forward. Just take your weight back slightly over the hips so you've not got too much weight on your wrists. And think about creating length between the crown of the head and the tailbone. And then when you're ready, we're just going to circle the hips slowly. So see if you can isolate the pelvis so you're not kind of moving, it's not the legs, it's just the hips that are moving. And if you're not sure, you can look up at the screen And you can experiment. You can make little movements, or you can make bigger movements. You can make fast ones. You can make slow ones. Just be aware what part of the body is moving and what is still. And then we take that in the opposite direction. And then come back to your neutral cat. Be aware of the connection of your palms on your mat, your knees, and the tops of the feet. We're going to involve our mantra now. So we're going to breathe in and lift the heart slightly, and then we're going to chant our bottom towards our heels. Nam pa he, head releasing. Inhale, coming up forward, lifting the heart. Mam pa he. So in your own breathing rhythm and your own pitch, just chanting the bottom to the heels, resting out whenever you need to. And when you want to rest out, you can rest in any way that's comfortable, maybe on your back. But if you're able to, I know not everybody likes pose of a child, so I'm going to modify it. So bring the feet together and widen the knees apart. I'm going to do it with you if you want to look up. So I've got my knees apart, and then I'm going to place my hands between my knees. And then I'm just going to slide my arms forward so my head comes towards the mat. If that's not comfortable, you can experiment with the knees. Or you, as I say, you can rest on your back. You can place a block under your head or under your hips. Or if you're more comfortable resting over with the knees together, you just experiment and see what works for you. But above all, we want it to be a nice, comfortable position. And then you can either continue to hold that position, or you can come up for one more cat posture. We're going to do something called angry cat. So if you'd like to do this, come back into your cat posture, tabletop posture, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to hiss the breath out on the exhalation. So we breathe in, we lift the heart. So we're opening the front of the body, and then on the out breath, navel comes to spine as we arch our back. So we breathe in, we lift the heart, breathing out. So just a few more breaths like that in your own breathing rhythm. And then when you're ready, we're going to come down now for our relaxation. So make yourself really comfortable. As always, you can lie on a bed, sofa, floor, back or front. You can sit however you want, but you might like to now bring in covers and eye masks, cushions, maybe under your head, under your knees. Just pad yourself out so you're really cozy. And I'll just give you a moment or two to get yourself ready. So I'd just like you to visualize a long stretch of sandy beach at twilight. And you're standing looking out to the sea. You can hear the tide coming in and out. And the air is beautifully warm on your skin. And you're not wearing shoes because the sand is very comfortable. And you can feel the sea just trickling over your feet as the tide comes in, and the sea is also warm. As you look along the shore, in the distance, you see a bonfire. You decide to walk along the shoreline towards the bonfire, being aware of stars twinkling, a new moon in the sky, salty smells that you can smell, and the feel of the sand, the warm sand in your feet as you walk towards the bonfire. And the incessant sound of the tide coming in and out. As you come towards the bonfire, you see sparks flying out of it, and you begin to smell it. You can smell the wood. And feel the warmth. There are blankets nearby, and you decide to lie down on a blanket. Just being soothed by the warmth of the fire and the soothing sound of the water coming in and out. You feel very, very safe. Very, very relaxed. As you breathe in, you feel light filling the space, coming in between the space between the eyebrows. As you breathe out, you send this light to wherever you feel needs healing in your being. Breathing in light through the third eye. Breathing out healing to wherever you feel you need it. You become aware that there's a friendly circle of beings surrounding you. You realize that these are people and beings who really care for you. So just think about who these might be. Ancestors, wise women, gurus, friends, pets, teachers. And you feel the love from this circle surrounding you, knowing that you are not alone, that you are safe, loved, and protected. Inhale this love from your circle of care into your heart now on your in-breath. Every in-breath, just breathing in this sense of love and care and protection. Now become aware of your feet. Imagine your feet as being light-filled and start to visualize hollowing them out. Move up to your legs slowly, seeing your legs fill with light up to the knees and then up into the hips. Legs are light-filled. Take your time. Slowly move up to the trunk, hollowing out your torso, filling it with light, and into the heart area. Continue to visualize everything slowly becoming filled with light. Move to the shoulders, then down, hollowing out the arms, down to the hands, and then back to the shoulders. Go down the back. Feel the whole body, legs and arms filled with light. Finally, hollow out the face and back of the head. Now become aware of the breath. And take your awareness just to your exhalation. This is the mind riding the breath. The mind might wander, but if it does, gently bring it back to the breath. You may begin to notice that you are surrounded by silence. There may be sounds, but they are coming from the silence. Take your mind off the breath now and rest it on the silence. If the mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. And then become aware of the body now. And again, become aware that you are surrounded by all the people who support and love you. Friends, ancestors, spirit guides. And again, just feel that love radiating out to you, protecting you, nourishing you. Visualize the warmth of the bonfire again, the crackle and pops, smells. And the sound of the sea as it comes in and out. And when you're ready, you're going to visualize. You take off any coverings and you stand up and you slowly are going to walk back along the seashore, feeling the warmth of the sea and sand in your feet as you slowly walk back to the place where you started from. Become aware now of your body and how it's lying. And with your eyes still closed, just visualize the space around you. And feel the connection of your clothing on your body and your coverings. And the texture of the material. Be aware of any sound outside your space. And sounds near to you. And when you're ready, just begin to make very gentle movements with your fingers and your toes. And taking as much time as you need, you might like to begin to move and stretch a little. And then when you're ready, taking as much time as you need, roll to one side and just stay there for a moment or two. And only when you're ready, please come up to a comfortable sitting position. So as always, take time just to come to and to wake up. So we can palm our eyes, rub our palms together, and then just palm cupping over the eyes, and then opening and closing our eyes into the palms, the warmth of the palms of the hands. We can shake out our hands. We can just look around our space to bring us back to the here and now. Just feel your feet on the floor. If you're on a chair, feel your bottom on what you're sitting on. And then we're going to close with our protective chant, Mam Pahi. And I said I do this every day, and of course you can as well. So now you know the chant, you know how to use it maybe from lying, visualizing the parts of your body as you inhaling through the third eye and chanting to parts of the body. But we're going to finish by garlanding ourselves with light as we did before. So bring the palms together to the Namaste position. And I'll start, but then I will let you continue because I'm very aware that my pitch and my rhythm might be different from yours. So I suggest you do it 3 times. I'll do it once with you. So when you're ready, inhale and lift the arms up. Mam Pahi. So you do it twice more in your own breath rhythm, if you like. So we just bow to our hearts. We say Namaste, the divine in me salutes the divine that's in everyone here.